That's just the beginning point.
Okay.
If
Because.
yeah.
It's
I'm saying if we use it down,
For
they
5,000.
gotta put it back in.
Well, yeah, that's an escrow that the road department can use to fix minor repairs. They have to have the roads bonded as well.
Okay.
The escrow is not, so.
It's not taking
No,
place of the bond?
No,
Okay.
that 5,000 is just money that's there on file with the township for minor repairs.
Okay.
If ever there was major ones, Range would have to fix those. If they don't fix them, there's bonds in place that you would call. Yeah, so no,
All right.
they're separate.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Go Bob.
I noticed in the minutes that you're going to try to approve that I was ruled out of order during the session. Now, that's true. But I feel that if you're going to put that in there, you need to put what was being discussed and my reasons for objecting to it. Thank you.
Nobody else? JD?
First, I would like to request, reserve my right to address the items as they're discussed, as always.
We're not doing it, JD.
Okay, want it on the record. So
Fine.
noted.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Secondly, something I brought up that's in the minutes, and I didn't get to read everything since I got here late. I don't think you did any see it on here. Did you go over correspondence?
No.
Okay, when I questioned that last meeting, it's in there, then Gary said it would do it, just not read it in detail, but you would run down through the list, or you would print it out and put it on the
That was his suggestion.
agenda. Well, he is a solicitor, and he makes suggestions for you guys to follow. I think that's what it was, the remedy was, that you could either run down the list or print it. I thought you had agreed to, I thought, Doug, you agreed with him to print it, at least listed on the agenda items. Is that not the case?
Okay, I'm not providing you a list. If you want to come in and see the correspondence, you're more than welcome to.
What is the reason for not
I'm
going over
I'm not
that?
doing it.
What is the reason for not going
I'm
over
not
that?
engaging that with you.
Why did we change policy and procedure? Why are you not? You always did till a couple meetings ago. What changed? What is the reason for not listening or going over correspondence now? Hello? Anybody in there?
Dave, let's move on.
I'm not done yet.
We said we wasn't gonna do it, JD. If you wanna come in and look at them, you can come in and look at them, okay?
Well, how would I know if I want something to look, if it's something I want to look at, if you don't run down the list of what it is? So you want me to come in every day and see what correspondence you get from the township?
You're
I
more
can
than
just come
welcome
in
to,
anytime and...
JD. Go right in. Come on in, she's here.
That's
She'd
what
enjoy the
it's
company.
Something that Kathy addressed, the range thing, I also had marked that, is that standard policy for anybody and everybody, or just range?
That agreement is just in place right now with Range.
Okay. Because others are paying much more, correct?
You'd have to, the township schedule fees, well, two things. One, this escrow is to be able to be taken right away for the road department for repairs based on the relationship that the township has had with Range, and based on conversations with the roadmaster, with Ed, discussing what he felt was comfortable based on his experiences, what would be a fair amount. That was the number that was suggested, that was the number that was accepted on behalf of Range. The numbers and things that are paid by other individuals or other companies, that would be on file with the township. I'm not sure exactly what all those fees are, what the different amounts are. But that's to answer your question, yes, that is the first agreement that I've been involved with for a flat escrow fee of that amount.
Okay. And last and most certainly not least, and you may have already done it, and I apologize if you have, but I think a minute or moment of silence for the victims of Hurricane Irma would be appropriate. I appreciate it. Did you guys already do that?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Okay. I think that would be appropriate, and requesting that be acknowledged. And that is all.
Anybody else? Approval of the minutes. Following minutes were submitted for approval, August 9, 2017, regular meeting and August 31st, special meeting.
So moved.
Bob, what do you want added to the minutes?
I want you to add what happened.
Make your notes, give it to me. and
No,
we'll attach
I'm
it
not
in.
making it.
Move on.
You're the
Move
secretary.
on, we got a motion.
You put it in there.
It's not time for discussion out there, Dave.
How you vote?
At least he was kind enough to
Mr.
at
Ely?
least broach the
Yes.
subject. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Prescott?
Yes. Okay. Announcements. The township has received notification that the 2018 liquid fuel allotment will be 218,677.81. The current year was 212,180.15. A budget workshop should be held in October as to prepare a preliminary 2018 budget. Additions to the agenda. A motion to add the additions to the agenda.
Okay, first, okay, let me, motion number one. Motion to approve. Motion to approve advertising for bids for replacement of the gym roof. I'll make that as a motion.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion will carry. Second motion to erect no parking signs, signs on Main Street. A little bit more specific on the location, on the corner of Main and Liberty, on the south corner of Main and Liberty.
There's already one there and they park right beside it. You can get out in a single vehicle and sit there, but if a car pulls out and there's somebody that comes and they gotta sit there, the next vehicle is sitting in the intersection.
Okay, but what I'm asking you is how many signs do you need there?
Well, I don't know, I'd have to look up the
You need sign or signs, but
signs.
how many approximate distance from that corner?
I would like to have it removed off the whole street right there.
Between Maple and Liberty.
Maple to Liberty.
From Maple to Liberty?
Yes, sir.
You recommend that?
Mr. Crusher is correct. That is lane for traffic there. I do believe, though, that it has to be amended in an ordinance. I'm not
The
positive.
parking is typically
Parking
established,
lot.
parking spots are typically set up, designated in the township ordinance. I'm not aware of one, but we can look to see if there is one. I think that at least you make a motion to have Ed and the chief go out and come up with an exact location, and then we can determine if they can do that or if you need to
Okay.
take the necessary
That
steps.
would give us an opportunity to talk to some of the residents too and see if we can come up with some other solutions.
Okay, motion to have the road department, the police department,
Isn't that a state access road?
about to investigate
You know what that says there?
the parking on the south side of Main Street.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Between Liberty and Maple.
Hey, Eddie, or Chief, where the sign, there's more than one sign now, or just one, or?
I believe there's just one right there on the corner.
There's
one on the corner and then one up around the turn a
By
little bit.
Maple.
Is there a curb, and is it painted like it is? Okay, and they just,
Well, they're parking,
Disregard.
they're not violating the parking sign. There's just not enough room when you come up out of there.
okay.
Bring your
Motion.
motion back then.
To have the road department and the police department investigate the parking on the south side of Main Street between Liberty and Maple. Need a motion?
Second.
I have some.
Any questions?
Getting quenched.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
You got it.
Vote yes, Mr. Prescott.
Yes.
Yeah, if you hope it's not me. If I don't get hit and crunched hard there. Thank you.
You know what?
Thank you.
Another one?
They all need stop signs. Every single one of them needs to be a
Yeah,
full stop.
Highland Avenue needs to stop coming out there in front of the firehouse too, and they don't. So I hope maybe one of you to get crunched going out there. That's enough.
Not bad.
Motion to
You stick your nose out, you're gonna get it choked off.
hire Bradley
Yours it would.
Miller as a
Nobody cares what you
part-time
do.
police officer
Nobody's stupid, they don't, you're right.
per the recommendation of the chief of police. Make that as a motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
I vote yes, and Mr. Prescott.
Yes.
I didn't make those as motions to add them to the agenda, the motions to approve them.
Is that all of them?
That's, yeah, 3. Okay.
Financial reports. Motion to approve this treasurer's report as presented.
Also move.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
I vote yes, Mr. Prescott.
Yes.
Old business, previously tabled items. Range Resources has previous filed for a holding tank permit at 1466 Tollgate Road, John Hunter Unit A and B rig. The permit was issued 7/24/2017 by the Sewage Enforcement Officer of Washington County Sewage Council. Supervisors voted to table any action on this matter at the August 9th meeting. Motion to take no action at this time on any additional administrative township approvals for the application for the holding tank at 1466 Tollgate Road.
So move.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
I vote yes, Mr. Prescott.
Yes.
Bids were solicited for the proposed maintenance garage. The bids were publicly opened August 31st, 2017 at a special meeting of the board. The awarding bids was tabled pending the review by the engineer. Motion to award the bid.
Okay, and that company's name again was
Blair Construction.
Blair, Blair.
Mhm.
That was $267,000.
Yep.
Okay, and that's, I'm gonna add to this motion. I'll move that the motion to award the bid to Blair Construction in the amount of $267,000 for the new maintenance garage to be paid for with Act 13 funds.
I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Township and Range Resources representatives met to negotiate a master bond agreement with Range Resources, whereabouts Range would submit $5,000 and place in an escrow account to cover township roads that they have bonded. Motion to approve the master bond agreement with Range.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
A proposed ordinance was drafted and advertised to create a zoning hearing board for Donegal Township.
Motion to table at this time.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Township has advertised for citizens wishing to serve on the zoning hearing board.
Motion to table.
Second.
Any questions? How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Township has advertised for applicants for the position of the zoning officer.
Motion to table.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
New business, the planning commission recommended the supervisor's approval of the Boone subdivision. Motion to approve the Boone subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
That's on there twice.
Yeah, I
Skip the
seen
next
that.
one.
I've seen that.
All right.
Supervisors need to approve the minimum municipal obligation for 2018. The uniform amount is $0 and the non-uniform amount is $149. Last year, the minimum municipal for uniform was $0 and non-uniform was $12.82.
I also have that documentation here if you wanted to see it. I gave the simple letter that we needed to send back to them and telling them that we approved it.
Okay.
Something we do every year at this time. So moved.
Second.
How you vote? How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
The McGuffey School Board has substantially reduced the commission of the real estate tax collectors. And there is a case in the matter before Washington County Court. At this time, no candidates are running for the tax collector position in Donegal.
Michael?
Has the case been,
Tammy, you know anything about this?
I talked to Melinda Duncan, and I guess the tax collectors have an attorney that is saying the resolution is illegal because they reduced the commission so greatly. And so, the 28th and 29th is the hearing. We should know something at that time. If they're gonna have to, increase the commission or what.
Well, it's just, I don't think there's any action we can take at this time.
not right now, and that if it gets to the point where it's not a favorable outcome and there's still no one, you might have to look into.
Well, come January, there's got to be a decision made how we're gonna collect the
It might
revenue.
have to be an intergovernmental cooperation agreement. I guess we'll have to see if there's a candidate or based on.
Maybe
that.
we should contact the school district and find out how they
See.
plan to collect their taxes for Donegal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a backup plan in the
I
event.
mean, I wouldn't wanna wait till January 1 to decide that,
No, I mean,
you
the
don't
school
have any
district
revenue
has
coming in.
the school district at least has the benefit that theirs doesn't go out till,
June.
6 months. And you guys are gonna be a lot sooner than that, so yeah, I would think that needs to be, we watch that case and also contact the school district to see if they
yeah,
have.
we'll know more at the end of the month once something comes out on this case.
Yep.
I don't think there's any action we can take at this juncture.
First Love Christian Academy Director Kathleen Miller has requested to rent the gymnasium for evening practice for their nationally ranked basketball team. They would pay $1,000 and would primarily practice at 8 p.m. during the week and during weekend.
Open weekend.
And open weekend times. They would offer 2 clinics, one in the spring and the other in the fall for local children.
That'd be free of charge.
They would be responsible for cleaning up. The agreement would run from October 1, 2017 to April 30, 2018. Gym rentals by outside groups should take precedence. Scheduling shall take place through the township office. FLCA shall provide a certificate of insurance with the township named. Motion to,
I'm not against this. Especially if the room, the building, the gymnasium is available. So, I mean, I
That's
don't,
more of
Do you have a
a lease
proposed
than a
agreement?
rental.
Hmm?
Do you have a proposed
6 months.
agreement?
no, other than a lease agreement that we have already existing for the people who rent the
So
gym.
you have one that you use typically?
We use for the rental of the gym.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then you would just amend the terms for the dates and.
right.
Okay. Yeah, if you have an agreement you're comfortable with, yeah. I never saw it.
They've used the gym before, but now, they're running it more often.
Do you see any potential conflicts timing wise?
No, they said they would take time when there's, nobody else wants to use it. And if somebody else is renting, they'll schedule another time. So. It's up to you guys, told her I'd bring it to the board.
I don't have any issues with it.
Who wants to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Tim Stewart of Stewart Sheet Metal of Claysville has evaluated the HVA system, which serves the community center's upstairs office, former aftercare classroom, and the first floor custodial storage room. He found that the supply and return ductwork is insufficient. Therefore, the system is not operating correctly. He suggests making the necessary changes in the duct, which would allow the HVAC to be added to the west corner classroom currently being rented by the daycare. That would allow the removal of a small electric furnace currently supplying the west corner classroom and the east corner classroom that now is served by a new furnace recently installed. This should result in a savings of electrical upgrade estimate at more than $2,000. The estimate to reconfigure the old ductwork would be about $7,500. It is suggested a lease to execute with the daycare program prior to undertaking this project.
I'm gonna move that we table. We're gonna have to do something in the meantime because the heat of this classroom is right above us has been disconnected because of the installation of the new furnace. And they currently rent this room. And so it's not gonna have heat. It doesn't have heat right now. So I don't know how long before the weather turns cold enough that they need heat upstairs, but I think we need to talk to the daycare program and make sure that we have a lease for that whole upstairs. That's what they wanna do. And if it's whatever it is, $1,300 or $1,400 a month, and then we can justify expending the funds. But I think we need to, and I've already kind of conveyed that to her through the township office, let her know that we need to have some commitment before we do any further spending of funds up there. This is my opinion, you can do what you want. On table until we get her in?
Sounds okay to me.
Okay. I'll move that we table.
I'll second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Background, ADS Animal Donegal South Franklin Co-op is requesting $1,000 contribution from member municipalities to go towards 2017 equipment repair. Motion to approve the contribution.
Like Ed said, a lot of that money I think was spent on the repair of the AV loader, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll move that we make our annual contribution to the repair fund.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yep.
The last payment on the 2014 Peterbilt is due November, be $25,696.15. Additions to the agenda.
I put them on as approvals.
Okay. Any correspondence?
Yeah, a little bit. We got a letter from Senate Engineering regarding Act 14 notification, Old Waynesburg Road water line extension. This talks about some of the paperwork requirements. And this is the water line that's going to extend from, I guess, Shepherd Road. Is it Shepherd Road, Ed?
Yeah.
Shepherd to the Cover Bridge on Waynesburg Road. And our engineers are serving as engineers for the project for the coal company, and they're going to be paying the entire cost of the project, including the engineering. This is from the Washington County Tax Collection Committee. Tells us there's going to be a meeting of the delegates. I don't know, Tammy, do we have a delegate to that committee? We have that.
Scott Bircher was.
Yeah. I don't know whether we got one or not, so I'm sure that. This is a correspondence from Range, an email that says, just wanted to let you know that we're beginning to reclaim our flare pad out on the Claysville SC pad this week. Wanted to pass it along in case you see some activity up there. We're just doing some reclaim work. This is outlined in our DEP drawings. That should be on file with you all. If it isn't, like a copy, please let me know, and I'll be happy to pass it along. No correspondence that requires any action.
How many loads of stone do we get from that, Ed?
I don't quite remember how many loads, but we got a foul over it.
Good.
They reclaimed that flare pad out there, we got all the stone off of it. They supplied us with a triaxle, and we used our trucks, and we hauled about 6 hours one day. We steadily hauled, and the triaxle kept going after our quitting time, so we got a pretty good foul stone out of it.
Approval of the bill list. Motion to approve bills and sign checks.
Also moved.
I second.
How you vote?
Mr. Healy?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Remarks from the supervisors, any?
Not at this time.
Public comment on non-agenda items. Good, Charlie.
Last month, as you all know, we had a lot of trailer trucks and stuff coming through town. And I just wanted to say what a great job Adam did. We had a couple tough days, but then he stepped up, got the fire department involved. He did a really good job, and he got signage put on the interstate. It really alleviated the problem, and I appreciated him coming back and talking about, you know, the issues that were going on up there, because everybody was getting, well, he actually witnessed the trucks in the yard and stuff like that. So it just was great that the fire department, the police stepped up and kept the town in order.
Big trucks that can't make that corner, can they?
They don't need to be in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to buy my house.
If they can make that
one,
one, they can make that one, I have passed, go past my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can thank Eddie Crashaw for going up there and putting a flashing light on that 10 ton sign.
It just,
So he did
it
that.
all worked out, and it worked out good.
Team effort.
Bob?
I had some other questions, but I think the one that I'm going to ask is this. The exchange between you and Adam over the Freedom Group, is that a police investigation, or what is that? Because if you're doing it in front of the public, don't think you're doing what you need to be doing. I think that's John's place or yours together, because now you're all three doing it. So I just was kind of wondering what the purpose of that was.
It was an accusation that was made. It was simply an accusation. It was not true.
Do you think that this is the place that you ought to be asking an officer about that?
Public comment.
Okay, public comment, and we'll go on with public comment. I think it's a good idea. I think that it was atrocious, that first part about Rosella Ely, the use of the basement, and then everything else. Do you check those over before people do presentations in front of the board?
I don't tell my wife what to say. She can say what she wants to say. Okay?
It does, no.
You asked the question, Bob. I'm giving you the answer.
You said your wife, do you check other people's?
We don't check yours either, Bob. But go ahead.
She asked to be on the agenda.
I don't do them. I don't ask to be on the
We got things to do.
So, okay. But you better watch working with Adam and working with the police department and making accusations like that of people and involving police officers in it. That opens up a can of worms that I don't think you want to go to. Thank you.
Anybody else? Good, J.D.
Question, just an observation. A year or so ago, Doug, you went on and on and on about not having enough money, and I know this has been coming up. And then all of a sudden we had enough money, and you're spending all this money, and now you're crying that you don't have enough money. Quit spending it. If you don't have it, don't spend it.
Jerry,
Isn't
we're
that
not
simple?
spending general
Math?
fund monies. You,
Hey, don't answer him if you're not gonna answer me.
I'm not gonna.
Why don't you move on?
I move
Sorry,
that we go
JD.
to,
Why don't you just move on?
motion for executive session
It's ridiculous.
How you
for the
vote?
purposes of
Wait a minute,
litigation.
wait a minute. You made the motion? Did you second?
Yep.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yeah.
And what's the purpose?
I said for litigation.
Okay.
Would it have to be a little bit more specific in what litigation?
I'll wait till you see what you get.
Do you want litigation regarding the most recent injunction filed by the Township? I assume.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Attorney.
John? On the table.